earlier in the show, we played all of the insane tech glitches from Ron DeSantis'
just to back up on that a little bit. We do have 2 more videos. So the first is I just want to play my prediction again. Sorry to waste time with this,
take a victory lap.
Some people didn't see this on Twitter, but this is my immediate reaction to the announcement that it was going to be hosted on Twitter. And as we were talking about, like anybody familiar with Twitter Spaces should have been able to make this bet.
Florida Governor Ron DeSantis will announce he is running for president, if you can believe it, during a Twitter Spaces discussion with Elon Musk on Wednesday night.
Colossal idiot.
Per NBC News. It's going to be really fun.
Can I place a bet?
They should recall his campaign, just like the Teslas.
Yeah.
Can I place a bet that Twitter Space will have some sort of technical difficulty?
Yeah. You should have placed a financial bet with like some Elon stan on Twitter, and then you would have been able to cash in. You can tell them
Medlock.
It's really easy to identify them because of the blue checks. So Matt, 100% right. It totally was a complete disaster. Yeah. We spoke about this. It was like 20 minutes of technical difficulties, and by the end, it was an embarrassingly low number for who was actually viewing this major presidential announcement. And just like we said this earlier, but now that you guys are here, the idea that you would announce a presidential run on an audio-only platform, which is equivalent to a conference call, where like this is supposed to be the moment where you fundraise the most, where you get the most excitement, and there's not even a visual component to it. Putting aside the fact that, like, of course it was predictably going to be full of glitches, just the concept of doing it with just your voice is a really bad sign for his political acumen.
I mean, FDR was doing audio-only content 90 years ago.
Right. That's what he's trying to harken back to, I guess. But let's play Trump's response then here. Now that we kind of, well, did we get the one from TruthSocial?
Yeah, which one do we want?
Let's play the trolling first, because the immediate reactions here. This is what Trump put on social media.
So first there was like I saw the screenshot that he did this, where it was like the Twitter Space with all these people: Ron DeSantis, Elon, including George Soros, Klaus Schwab, Dick Cheney, Adolf Hitler, the devil, and the FBI. And to be honest, I think he kind of should have just left it there, because that is as an image that's funny, but it was a video, and I'll say I think he kind of loses it in the final act here with a little bit, like whoever wrote this is a little bit too like much of a fan of Trump than really embodying Trump, but they use AI for all the voices here, and it is kind of funny.
George, can you just wait while we...
Hello? Can you hear me?
We can all hear you, George. Can you just hold on for a second?
Hilfa, I don't think they can hear me.
I can hear you fine, George. Just speak to the
I don't think George knows how to use Twitter.
Hello? Can you hear me now?
Can I please make my big announcement now? Everyone just...
Hello?
Just shut up, George.
Can somebody just mute George?
Dick, could you try not to cough on that?
Yeah.
Okay, so how are we going to take out Trump, you guys?
Guys from the FBI, this is not a private call. This is a public Twitter space. Everyone can listen in.
Oh.
God damn it.
Anyway, guys, we invited everyone to this Twitter space so Governor Ron DeSantis could...
Everyone just shut the hell up so I can make my announcement, okay?
You go, girl.
Pause it for one second there. Like, what's funny about this so far is I think the DeSantis AI is a little bit stilted.
So is Elon's.
Well, the Elon's is stilted, but in a way that Elon is. I think that sounds pretty true to Elon, like the ums and ahs and stuff.
Yeah, they got to work on the voice a little bit, I think. But yeah, mine's better.
Everyone to this Twitter space so Governor Ron DeSantis could...
Everyone just shut the hell up so I can make my announcement, okay?
You go, girl.
Wait, the devil is gay?
So what? Everyone in this call is gay. I happen to know every single one of you has a secret gay lover hidden in your closet.
Guys, can we please just calm down?
So anyway, guys, I just wanted to announce that I'm...
Okay, I can hear the governor very well.
Shut up. Shut up already. I'm running for fucking president, okay?
Yeah, we kind of already
We
knew about
already
it.
know, Governor. Congratulations, Governor.
Well, that concludes our Twitter space for today. Thank you to all of our...
Hold your horses, Elon. The real president is going to say a few words. The devil, I'm going to kick your ass very soon. Hitler, you're already dead. Dick Cheney sounds like you'll be joining Hitler very soon. Klaus Schwab and George Soros, I'm putting both your asses in jail. And Ron DeSanctimonious can kiss my big, beautiful 2024 presidential ass. Trump 2024, baby. Let's go.
All right. Well,
I mean,
Devil, I'm gonna kick your ass.
I mean,
it
Trump
sucks,
is
but
back.
his fans probably love it.
the only commentary that we have here is just how much just Trump is just so much better at politics. So much better.
Although I have a little bit more, is that I think it's funny, but I also think it is too insular. Like, it's too...
But the whole Republican Party's too insular.
But it wasn't in 2016, I don't think.
I agree. But, I mean...
That's what I'm saying. Like,
I'm not talking about their ambitions to win the presidency, but to win the primary.
Trump's absolutely... Yes, you're right.
Trump's crushing it.
The whole insular thing is the modern day Republican Party to a T, though. Like they're constantly making references to things that only very online, right wingers get. And they look at Nikki Haley in that speech the other day to she was speaking at some moderate event, and she was like, "You all saw the Dylan Mulvaney thing? Bud Light, everyone."
Yeah,
and
we'll play that later.
Trans people. She starts trashing trans people, and the audience is just completely quiet because either they don't know what she's talking about or they don't care, because these are just insular Republican right-wing culture war online issues.
But bigfooting DeSantis is a universal language for the Republicans, though. Mocking him and making him into a joke, that's the kind of strongman stuff that appeals to a Republican primary voter. So it's online, I get it, but not as online as announcing your presidential campaign on a damn Twitter space.
Right. I mean, that's what Trump's mocking in the video. The whole point is that it's happening on Twitter Spaces, right? Yeah.
So, do we have this other thing that he posted?
Also,
too?
not to give too much credit to Trump. This is clearly something created by one of his crazy sycophant fans.
That's the thing.
He just ripped it and uploaded it because he thought he liked it or something.
But we have his statement now, right? Yes, good point there, Binder. But
so this is actually him, yeah. And like I said, I think it was just a little bit corny because it was made by a fan of his. But anyway, here is him actually talking to
the camera.
Straight to Meatball.
When the Ron DeSanctimonious facts come out, you
Pause
will see
it, sorry. I am the only person who has been pro DeSanctimonious from day one.
You might have been right.
I love that it's still here, and thank you, Mr. Trump. That's why you're president.
DeSanctimonious and his debacle. Debacle.
When the Ron DeSanctimonious facts come out, you will see that he's better than most Democrat governors, but very average at best compared to Republican governors who have done a fantastic job. How about the fact that he had the third most deaths of any state having to do with the China virus or COVID?
Yeah,
even Cuomo did better. He was number 4. He shut down everything, including the beaches. Other Republican governors didn't do that. They kept it open. It was their choice. I gave them all their choice. The Democrats blew it big. A lot of Republican governors did a fantastic job. And look at Disney and what a mess it is. Could have worked out an easy settlement, but no, he wanted to show the fake news how tough a guy he is. He's not. And the whole Disney thing is really very unfortunate. Now thousands and thousands of jobs are being stopped, and a lot of people are very upset about it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, not to call the deaths also Disney, the two problems.
I like that Disney angle. He's like, I would have cut a deal. That's his thing.
Right. Right.
This is where he shines. This is exactly the atmosphere in which Trump does his best. And, I think that in the primaries, there are going to be a lot of rising stars, and he's probably going to slap a lot of them down.
Yeah,
I don't know. I think DeSantis and Trump completely just crowds out everyone else. I think it's just going to be DeSantis and Trump. Like Tim Scott, Nikki Haley, the guy who's always on Fox News, Vivek, what's his name?
Vivek Ramaswamy.
Ramaswamy, who tried to extract money from a Politico reporter recently. Anyway.
Like,
yeah, but now
these
people
guys
are
don't stand a chance between the Trump DeSantis feud, even like getting a word in edgewise.
Well, half of them are actually running as stalking horses for one of those two major ones, I think. But also, I do feel the need to correct the record. I appreciate that Trump, who is in part responsible for the development of the vaccine, thank you, Mr. Trump, is hitting DeSantis on his the amount of COVID deaths that were in Florida. Not true that necessarily red states did better than blue states, and of course, like Cuomo was bad and killed people with negligence. But I'll just say, like, as of March 10th, the number of deaths per 100,000 people. Here are the tops. The top state: Arizona, next Oklahoma, next Mississippi, next West Virginia, New Mexico, Arkansas, Alabama, Tennessee, Michigan, Kentucky, New Jersey. Then we get to Florida, then Louisiana, Georgia, then New York, Pennsylvania. So I'll just say,
is that
like,
per capita?
That's per 100,000.
Okay.
Yeah. So we killed too many people with negligence during the pandemic. Ron DeSantis is absolutely representing the desire to act like we actually did too much. Trump is, I think, weakly straddling both of these. He's not only like an anti-vaxxer, but he also did the vaccine. And he needs to nut up and lean into the fact that actually what he did with regards to like shutting down shutting things down well before there was a vaccine was actually responsible. Now, there should have been a lot more done. There should have been way more like stimulus. There should have been expansion of healthcare or whatever. But this idea that like DeSantis could hit him from the right on COVID, I think is appalling to me. And Trump deserves to lose if he can't meet that.
Right. Well, the problem for Trump is he might be the only Republican who openly admits that those people actually died from COVID and not something else. I mean,
yeah. Well, he calls it the China virus, so he's trying to rope in some jingoism there. But like, to be honest, I don't even think it matters that much, Matt. Like, it's just if it comes out of his mouth, they're fine with it.
I think that's generally true.
And people don't care about COVID as much anymore as like they.
I hope so. I hope that's right. But I want to see that proven over the course of this campaign.
And also, a lot of people, especially in the news, like politicians, leaned into COVID denialism in one form or another, especially right wingers, because it became unpalatable to openly support Trump after January 6th. And so, like, the anti-vaxxer stuff was initially just a coded way to show allegiance to Trump and sort of a larger bucket of like conspiracies like around January 6th and open up and freedom. How you get from it's Trump's vaccine to anti-vaxxerism is kind of confusing, but they were targeting the same people. And so I agree with Emma. Once like pro-vaxxerism in some form that's still jingoistic, that's still like, reactionary comes out of his mouth, the vast majority of the people who were supporting DeSantis from the anti-vaxxer element are just going to run back under Trump. I don't think a lot of these people are like true believer or anti-vaxxers. A lot of them are just
and it's just difficult to have like something be actionable in a primary, which is now so far in the rearview mirror for a lot of people, COVID, that it just is not like something that is going to activate people in the same way as, say, even anti-trans stuff, CRT or whatever. Like, those things feel more urgent just because, we're not in a national emergency anymore for COVID.
Yeah, that's why I think a lot of Republicans are going to run. I think it's going to be a maybe not as packed as 2016, but a lot of Republicans are going to be running for like Twitter followers, for like the, Republican far right news media tour, which has added a lot more channels since 2016. And just that grift has become more lucrative than ever. And so I think there are a lot of people who are going to be trying to like hop back on the, okay, well, now I have a Patreon and like I'm launching a podcast. Like that's what the DeSantis Twitter announcement felt like to me. Like, you don't announce your presidential candidacy on Twitter. You announce your new podcast on Twitter.
Yeah, right.
But that's the kind of fans he's looking for. He's looking for Tim Pool fans. He's looking for like Joe Rogan fans.
Yes, the all-important constituency of like blue check paid Twitter Blue
Crypto
subscribers,
bros.
crypto miners who live in like different countries but still churn out right-wing content. That's going to really lead him to victory in the Republican primary. Totally out of touch campaign. I mean, truly. Like, he emptied the clip on culture war stuff. And now he has to find like different angles, and he got by Elon Musk, who used him for publicity, and it was a total debacle.
But even when we watched Oh, go ahead, Brendan.
I was gonna say, you know what's really bizarre? Like, even if they did the Twitter Spaces thing as sort of like a marketing hook, there was no planning to actually also video record. DeSantis doing that. Like, we have no images of DeSantis even. Like, they didn't, like the actual announcement clip that his own campaign is using is the horrible, bad quality recorded Twitter Space version. Like, they didn't even mic him up in the studio so they would have the good version of the audio.
Yeah.
Like, it's unbelievable, like the lack of planning around that. Like, fine, do the Twitter Space. You think that's a marketing thing that's going to work out for your crowd, whatever. But they did no video of their own, no behind the scenes, nothing.
It's one of the oldest adages in politics that like a visual medium is really important. Well, because we all learned in school the difference in the debate between Nixon and JFK and who looked better and how that affected people's...
Nixon was sweating.
Yeah, Nixon was sweating and JFK looked handsome, and that changed the way people viewed the race. And now he's like, I'm going to go for an audio only thing. I'm just going to take out the visual medium altogether.
Yeah, so for me...
Go ahead, Brent.
I would just say this is, Elon Musk fumbling the bag twice. The first is this would have been a perfect time to relaunch Periscope and have that be a surprise. Because, there was nothing that really enticed anybody to tune into the Twitter Space because you knew what was going to happen. It was going to fuck up, and he was also going to announce the presidency. He told you that's what he was going to do. There was no real reason to go because it's just a Twitter Space, it's just audio. There's no, what is he going to say? And B, Elon Musk is still upset that Trump didn't come back to Twitter, and that's why he's doing this with DeSantis. Because, I think that,
good point.
Trump not coming back to Twitter, at least in Elon's mind, even though this is not the case in reality, was what made the site sink faster than he had planned. He wanted Trump to be back on Twitter right after it was acceptable to keep driving those numbers of engagement up, just like when he was president. And when he didn't come back because Elon Musk is a loser, that just sent him into a spiral.
Yeah, we got this another one final response from the Trump campaign on TruthSocial, and.
I like this one too.
This is so. I really like this one. Go ahead, Bradley.
Oh, sorry. Is there sound?
I don't know if there is.
There is sound to that. Yeah.
There's sound.
I like how he's added the exclamation mark, like Jeb.
Like Jeb, exactly.
Like Jeb, yeah.
Wait, but can we scroll down?
Scroll down because we can't see the whole thing. Yeah. That's good.
There you go. No, just play it. And it looks like Ron DeSantis is going to run his campaign even more through a super PAC than normal, and people are pointing out that this is because he doesn't expect to be able to fundraise from regular people as much as, say, Donald Trump can. And what that points to is something you should emphasize to, for instance, Trump supporters during this primary, which is that DeSantis would only run if he could expect somehow Donald Trump to be kneecapped or incapacitated in some way, because he actually, without some sort of external force getting in Trump's way, DeSantis has absolutely zero chance to beat him. So
he's banking on him getting arrested,
or some other kind of dirty trick. And I would not put it past the Republican Party and all these sort of goons, the Elon Musk, the DeSantis, and all the people who want to move on from Trump because they realize he's a loser, to try something and maybe look like it's the Democrats doing it, but they're going to try to get Trump out of the paint, I think, in this. And I think it's going to be I think you should, anytime you come across Trump supporters in their fight against DeSantis, you should really try to get their anxiety of that up.
I think that literally, but for Hillary Clinton ripping out Trump's heart in public on camera, anything that takes Trump out of the race, barring something that causes DeSantis and Trump to make up and him to anoint him his successor, will divide the Republican Party. I think that generally speaking, they're a more paranoid bunch than Democrats are, and if Trump just mysteriously is not in the race after their feud becomes so visible, they will people just aren't going to go vote for DeSantis.
I just love the idea of Hillary Clinton Kalima, Kalima, right? That's the Indiana Jones scene. That's funny. Anyway.